Odds are you clicked on this video because you are looking for relief from joint stiffness. You want to lubricate and limber up your joints to get ready to take on the day or to reduce stiffness that you may have accumulated throughout the day. This video is perfect for people who maybe have stiffness from osteoarthritis, are looking for relief from stiffness from rheumatoid arthritis, or are just feeling really stiff and inflexible and want to get the blood flowing. My name is Alyssa, I'm a physical therapist, and I cannot wait to take you on this short, sweet, and simple chair yoga routine. First, you want to sit towards the edge of a chair. Now your chair hopefully will be firm. The softer the chair, the easier it can be to fall into a posture that's not quite conducive to get the most benefit out of these movements. We're going to start first by just sitting up nice and tall. What I want you to do is we're going to go into a slow neck circle. One way. Just a few repetitions. I want you to sit up nice and tall, but I don't want you to extend your chest out. I just want you to sit up nice and tall. Be aware of where your spine is. Be aware of your posture as you're doing this. And then you're going to rotate the other direction. Nice and slow, only going as far as you feel comfortable. Maybe take note of any sticking points as you're moving through this. Last one. And now we're going to take those rolls right down to the shoulders. Now again, I want you to be aware. Try not to puff your chest out. Try to keep it in. Your spine is in a nice neutral posture, meaning it's straight up and down. We're not having any exaggeration in either direction. I'm just rolling my shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to move into the hands and the wrists. What I want you to do right now is take your hands and I want you to spread your fingers out as wide as you can and then bring them back together. And now I want you to take your fingers together, and what you're going to do is bend right at your knuckle. So your hands make a tabletop position, and then you're going to come right back up. Hands go into that tabletop, and then you're going to come up. Be aware of your breathing throughout this. Try not to hold your breath through any of these. Nice deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more. Excellent. Now what I want you to do, you're going to take a flat hand, and I'm going to turn it, use my other hand, straighten my arm as I stretch my forearm muscles. I'm just pulling lightly on my fingertips. I'm not trying to torque anything. I'm not trying to force anything. You want to try to get your elbows straight as you can. And then I want you to bend your wrist up and down, keeping your elbow straight if you can. So we're really trying to isolate that wrist. 3, 2, and 1. Now you're actually going to flip your hand over and stretch it up this way. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to straighten out your elbow, and I'm going to push my palm down, fingers down. I'm going to take my right hand, just pull slightly on those fingers. Be aware of where your posture is. 3, 2. Now you're going to bend up and down at that wrist as best that you can, trying to keep your elbow straight so you really isolate that wrist. If this is hard, this could be something to practice. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn my palm so I'm facing the screen. My arm is turned. And now I'm going to pull up on those fingers. This is a little bit of a different position because here you're opening up everything. Now we're turning and stretching those muscles a little bit differently. 3, 2, and 1. Now I want you to take it into those wrist circles. Even if you're noticing, say, knee stiffness, back stiffness, ankle stiffness, it's so important to go through a full body routine to make sure all of your joints are moving optimally. Sometimes when you're dealing with joint pain or you're dealing with stiffness in a particular joint, you tend to only focus on that joint, but your entire body's connected. So it's really important not to forget about your other joints. 3, 2, and last one. Okay, we are moving right down. Feet are firmly planted on the floor. Legs are about shoulder width apart. What we're going to do now is we're going to combine an upper body and a lower body movement, because in this routine, I also want you to get your brain moving too. And when we do that, when we can stimulate our brain, then you can get not only the physical, but also the mental benefits from movement too. I like to challenge the brain by adding 2 movements at once. So what we're gonna do in the upper body portion is you're going to row your elbows back, just like this. My palms are facing each other. And then for the lower body movement, this is gonna work best if you are barefoot or wearing socks. But what you're gonna do, as I pull back, I'm gonna slide one leg out. So you wanna make sure you're sitting close to the edge for this one. So as I pull those arms back, I'm sliding that knee out and then bringing it back in. Slide that knee out. Straighten those arms as you bring that leg back. The goal is trying to get your knee as straight as you can. So especially as you reach the end, I want you to really think about squeezing that thigh muscle. Pull back. As I pull my elbows back, I'm keeping my shoulders down away from my ears. We're not hunching up. I'm sliding that knee forward, pulling back. Again, we're not puffing that chest out. One more on each side, and last one. Okay, now we're gonna move down to the foot and ankle for a second. The lower body movement is going to be a raise up on the toes, and then you're gonna lift your toes. And this one can be the tricky one. So I'm gonna raise up on my toes, and then I'm going to lift my toes. Especially in a seated position, you might not get those toes up very high, and that's fine. What we're going to do, as you raise up on your toes, I'm going to reach to the sky. Now, if you can't do that because of shoulder pain, shoulder mobility, I want you to reach straight out in front of you and come back. As I raise up on those toes, I'm reaching straight out, and then I'm lifting my toes. Raise up onto those toes, lifting those heels as you put your arms forward, and then lift those toes. Lift them up as high as you can. Now I'm raising those heels up as I reach forward or reach overhead. Lift those toes. So this is getting your brain thinking too. Lift those toes. Lift those toes. 3 more. 3. Get those heels up as high as you can. 2. Last one. Excellent work. Okay. Now, what I want us to do is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to reach across over my body. Now, if you want to, you can take your legs out a little bit wider for this one. And then reach across. Or you can keep them in, honestly, whatever feels most comfortable to you. You're just essentially reaching across as far as you can. We're holding for a count of 1 to 3 seconds, and then you're reaching across the other side. This side bending motion is something we don't do very often. How often do you find yourself doing this during the day? And that's the ultimate goal of this whole routine, is to try new movements, because you're going to stretch different muscles. You're going to work your joints in different ways. We're going to do 1 more each side. Last one coming down. Okay, now this next one, we're going to combine a single leg and single arm movement. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to step out to the side with my left leg as I reach to the side with my right. And then we're going to do the opposite direction. If you have difficulty opening your knees out this way, if you have hip arthritis or you're dealing with some hip pain, what you can do instead is simply just go back to that sliding in and out with your foot. So I'll slide that leg out as I come in and then slide the other one out as I come in, okay? So we can either step out to the side, you are alternating, or you can slide that leg out and come back in. Slide that leg out and come back in. Working the brain. If you mess up, that is okay. We are here to learn new sequences. But if you can, I would really like you to open that leg up. You're just lifting the foot up slightly, walking that leg out. You do want to make sure that the knee stays in line with the toe, meaning you don't come out this way, okay? 3, 2, and last one. Speaking of those outside hips, those are incredibly important for so many different joints, from your spine to your hip to your knee, even to your ankle. So what I want you to do is bring your feet back to a shoulder width position, feet firmly planted on the floor. I'm going to take both hands and put them on the outsides of my legs. I'm going to get a little bit of an upper body workout and a lower body workout here. I'm going to press into my knees, but I'm going to counteract the pressure with my knees. So essentially, my knees shouldn't really move, but my hands are pushing in and my legs are trying to open up. What we're trying to do is activate some of these upper hip muscles in a way that's not going to be painful. So I'm holding about 50% effort. I'm trying to open my knees and trying to push them together. Your knees should not be coming together. They should stay in this exact same position. So you want to meet the forces so they don't move. I'm going to time you out for these next 3. We're going to hold for a count of 5 and then relax. So take those hands outsides of the knees. I'm going to try to open those knees up as I press in for a count of 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Try not to bring your legs in when you relax. Just try to relax your muscles and remove your hands. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, hands on the outsides. And push. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent work. What I want you to do now is I want you to try to lift your toes up off the ground. Just like this. So we're just wiggling those toes. 3, 2, 1. For our last movement, we're going to incorporate a leg march and an opposite arm reach to the sky. Now again, if you are having difficulty reaching all the way up, you can reach directly out in front of you. Reach directly out in front of you. If you are unable to actually lift your knee off the ground, whether it's hip pain, knee pain, what you can do is again take it to that raising of the heel. Raising of the heel. We're still alternating. Raise the heel and lift straight up or lift straight out in front of you. We have 10 starting now. 1, 2. If you're lifting that knee, you do want to be careful of your posture so you're not allowing yourself to round back. You're still keeping a nice upright position. 5, nice slow and controlled. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this was helpful for you. If it was, feel free to share with anyone who could benefit. If any of your friends have stiff joints, if your spouse or your grandkids or kids or grandparents, if anybody is dealing with stiff joints, this can be a great way to not only stretch, but we're doing it in a way that's also adding in movement. So we're going to improve blood flow, which can be beneficial than just static stretching. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below so you can see new videos when I release them. Have a wonderful day.